What's up, Libra? How are you guys doing? It's time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's happening with you guys in the third week of January 2026. January week 3. So if any of you are in need of a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is in the description of this video. All right, let's just jump right into this. Let's see how the energy's looking. How's the energy looking between Libra and the person they're dealing with, universe? I ain't gonna lie, man, it's been a bleak-ass week for most of the signs. When's one of y'all gonna give me some rainbows and unicorns to read, man? We'll see. I'll try to extract as much positivity from it as I possibly can. Sometimes that's tough, though. Let's see. Anything good happening between Libra and the person they're dealing with? Queen of Wands reversed. Well, that could be a good thing. Could. Kind of tells me that a lot of you are starting to kind of lose interest. Or at least the fire is dying down a little bit, you know? Hang on. Some of you dealing with a fire sign, possibly. Yep, see? Queen of Swords, Six of Wands reversed. But then Nine of Swords. I wondered if that's what was going to come through. I knew it. My flippy floppy Libras. So it's like some days are better than others. There's days where you really start feeling confident, feeling good, like I'm losing interest. I don't even care anymore. I'm over it. Then there's other weeks where something reminds you of this person and then it brings it all back up to the surface and, you know, you're not doing so good. I think both of you are contemplating communication. I think you're contemplating communicating with them and they're contemplating communicating with you. But walking away is what's happening here. Yeah, you ain't hanging around waiting on this person no mo. Not putting your life on hold no mo. All right. Some of you dealing with a Virgo. Who else do I have? Just Virgo, that's it. Got Leo here too. Well, could be anybody. Those are just energies. I think you're awakening a strength inside of you that you didn't know you had. You know? Okay. That's all I can say about that. I don't want to do a bunch of talking in circles. I'm going to try to avoid that if I can. Sometimes it's hard, but I'm going to try not to talk in circles. All right. Let's see how they feel about you and what their energies and intentions look like. How's this person feeling about Libra, universe? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? What's their energy look like in general? God damn, Knight of Wands reversed. That's worse than the King of Wands reversed. The King of Wands reversed is a game player. But the King of Wands in the reverse is a seasoned, mature game player, if that makes any sense. I know that's like an oxymoron, but the Knight of Wands reversed is just an immature, fucking childish game player, basically, you know? Okay, very narrow-minded individual too. Yeah. Well, this is weird. Now, okay, so they do have feelings for you. And I think they have days where this bothers them too. if anything, I think they would like closure, because they probably thought that they would just be able to get over this real quick. You know what most people do whenever something comes to an end? Well, there's two things that most people do when like a relationship comes to an end or something bad happens or something like that. Some people, well, group A just sits around and waits until they forget about it. Group B tries to jump in the quickest, fastest, easiest relationship they can to distract themselves from it, And either way, though, most people think that once I'm not thinking about it no more, once it's not fresh on my conscious mind, I'm over it. I'm healed. No, you're not. But I think that this person thought that they were just going to forget about this, and they haven't. I think it's been, actually, it kind of looks like it had the adverse effect. The more time has been passing, the more this has been weighing on them, and the more it's been bothering them, Another very common card to come out for everybody this week. Their little quest to try to replace you has not been nearly as successful as they thought it would be. But when it all comes down to it, I don't really think they're dumping a whole lot of eggs in the basket of you all being able to have something successful, Not really. They're kind of losing hope. They don't have high apple pie in the sky hopes when it comes to the thought of you all being able to build something happy, healthy, and successful. So, okay. Well, let's get the advice, I guess. Not 100% sure what advice I could give for that, but we'll see what comes through. Well, so this is the hard part. And trust me, it's tricky. It is very tricky. Try not to focus on, and I want to try to figure out a way to say this respectfully. Try not to focus on being a victim, even if you are. I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying try not to focus on that. Try the best you can not to waller in the poor, pitiful me energy, Try not to judge what's happening right now. And this shit's tough, dude. When I give this advice, I'm not saying it's easy. Okay? I think a lot of teachers and gurus and guides and spiritual people who, help teach and guide like to make the advice they give sound like an easy breezy walk through the park. Ain't nothing fucking easy about it. But whenever you're going through some shit, it's more important than ever to be able to step back and say, all right, universe, dude, I don't know why you did that, but I'm trusting that you did it for some fucking reason. Have you ever noticed that it's real easy to say that everything happens for a reason when things are going good, right? Real easy. Things are going good, money's good, career's going good, love life, family, friends, everything's going good. It's easy to sit back and say everything happens for a reason. But when you're in the middle of some bullshit, then everything happening for a reason wants to get up and fly out the window, don't it? Now, when you're in the middle of some shit like this, it's more important than it ever has been to step back and say, all right, universe, dude, I trust you. I don't understand it. I can't even begin to wrap my tiny little human brain around why you would let something like this happen. But I'm trusting that you did it for a reason. I look forward to the day that you finally reveal to me why you did this. That is where your relationship with the universe will be put to the test. Try not to judge this situation. Because the events that are happening right now are going to unfold in a way that by the time 2030 gets here, you're going to look back on this and it's all going to make sense. I'm not saying it's going to take that long. It could take another month, could take 6 months, could take a year. Doesn't matter how long it takes. By the time 2030 gets here, you're going to look back on this and laugh. You're going to look back on this and it's going to make sense. Try not to judge what's happening. Try not to get wrapped up on this is happening to me. Right? This shit's hard, man. This is a spiritual path. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care why you're watching this video. A true spiritual path. And I'm not getting religious on you, but it's a faith-based path. Faith and trust. You know what faith and trust means, don't you? It means I don't fucking know, but I trust you. That's what it means. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm trusting that no matter what happens, it's happening for a reason, and it's going to make sense one day. It's either going to make sense at some point in time in this life, or when I exit this human skin suit and go over to the other side. At some point between now and the rest of all eternity, this shit is going to make sense. I think that day is coming a lot sooner than you think. A whole lot sooner. All right. Now, oh yeah, I'm doing something a little bit different this week. I want to see how things are looking between you and the new person. If I remember correctly, I don't think I've done the new person in the weekly check-ins before. I want to shift it up a little bit. Usually I either do general for the singles or your love interest. I've been doing that for months, so I want to switch it up a little bit. Let's see how things are looking between Libra and the new person. If you're not dealing with or inquiring about somebody you just recently connected with, this is not for you. Some of y'all dealing with an Aquarius, possibly. Hang on a second. Star card, that could be a very good positive energy there. I hope so. Let's read some rainbows and unicorns, God damn it. Okay, well, this is yo flippy floppy ass again. So you're kind of going back and forth. I'm seeing kind of a little bit of a battle between ego and intuition. Some days you feel like your wishes have been granted. Other days you let your thoughts get the best of you and you're afraid this might be too good to be true. Right? And I think you just kind of flip-flop back and forth between this is the best fucking thing that ever happened to me and this is too good to be true. Don't get your fucking hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. Your hopes are going to crash to the ground, you know. So, okay. You know, I was just telling Virgo, if I had to make a list of the most common cards that came through for this week for all the signs, the number one card that takes the cake is the Devil card. I don't know what it is about this fucking devil energy right now. I don't know. Honestly, if you want me to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole right now, collectively, no matter where you stand on the planet, the battle between light and dark is really ramping up. Really ramping up. And the light has been beating the shit out of the dark for the past 4 or 5 years. Beating the shit out of it. And the dark side is not just going to give up and throw in the white towel. It ain't happening. So the few little demonic minions and entities that are left here on the planet are running around throwing fucking haymakers. You know? They're not going to go out without a fight. They are going to fight to the death. So I think we're seeing a lot of that right now. You know, just generally, collectively speaking. Thank you for the super chat. What's your name? Dinar. Hope I said your name right. If not, I apologize, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. It's looking, I don't know though, man. I honestly don't really have, so far, I don't have the worst intuitive feeling about this. I just think you might be overthinking things and letting your thoughts get the best of you, maybe. All right, well, let's see. Let's see the signs I have first. I have Aquarius, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Pisces. But remember, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Now let's see their true energies and intentions. New person Libra is dealing with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Sun card. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of you bought my How to Read Tarot course. The first course is very long and extensive. There's one video for each fucking card. That's a lot of videos. But whenever you get to the Sun card, I'll give y'all a freebie. This is arguably the most simple fucking tarot card in the entire deck. The simplest one. Any other card, we could sit and talk for hours on different ways to interpret this, you know, depending on the intention you put into it, depending on what else comes out around it, the unlimited numbers of different meanings that you know, go into any of the cards. Not the Sun card, though. You know what the fucking Sun card means? Happy. Happy. That's what it means. It means fucking happy. So maybe this person is just a generally happy person, and that's kind of hard to find in today's day and age, you know? And when you do find it, I don't know about you. Well, I'm very intuitive, so I'm really good at reading people's energies. But most of the time, from what I see and what I feel, whenever somebody just seems to be like really, really happy, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Not always. Every once in a blue-green moon, you see somebody that's just naturally happy. But most of the time, it's bullshit. You can feel straight through that persona, you know? I don't know, though. Maybe this person is just a happy person, and you're thinking, ain't no fucking way you that goddamn happy. When's the mask gonna fall off, you know? Anyway, I'm blabbing. Hang on a second. They're very determined. They are very, very determined. No, I don't really see a whole lot of negative energy here. I do see a very determined and persistent individual, which, depending on how you focus that energy, could be a good thing or a bad thing. But 90% of the energy surrounding this person looks pretty positive, honestly. It does. Looks like they are ready to settle down and find a life partner. You know, not the greatest communicator in the world, and they still have some healing that they need to do from the past. And they may be a little bit pessimistic from time to time, but for the very most part, no, I think their intentions are pretty damn solid. So when somebody has good intentions and you're unable to pick up on that, that can cause problems. That can cause problems. Yeah, they're ready to find a life partner and settle down. They're ready to. They are ready. So I guess let's get the advice then. Hang on, let me grab that super chat real quick. There you go. Again, Dinar, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right. What fucking deck do I want to use, dude? How about my golden deck? What's the advice for Libra? Okay, yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. All right. So at the end of the day, if you're unable to pick up on somebody's intentions, their intentions don't matter. Don't matter. That's why I always hammer on this. You want to feel a connection out, not figure it out, feel it out. Some people get stuck spinning in circles for way longer than they should because they're trying to figure out what their intuition is telling them. They're trying to figure out whether or not they're intuitively picking up on something that's off about this person or if they're just tripping. It doesn't matter. If it feels off, it's going to fail. At some point, it's going to fail if it feels off. Because even if they do have the best intentions and you're not able to pick up on it, that means one of two things. Either A, you're projecting because you have healing you need to do, and the lens through which you view the world is a little too cracked and broken to be able to pick up on their intentions, or B, the two of you are not a vibrational match. You're just not. So I would say feel this shit out. Don't hang around waiting trying to figure this out for too long. Not too long. If a certain time frame passes and it still doesn't feel right, you might want to think about whether or not you want to back away from this. And I don't think we're a vibe. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's you or me, but something doesn't quite feel right. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Don't be afraid to walk away from something that doesn't feel right. But, I mean, ideally, since this person does have good intentions, hopefully you all can connect at a level where you can pick up on that. And then in that case, there would be a lot of potential here. So, all right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Libra family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.